Okay, I'm back. I know I've been gone for a while, around 3 months. My last post was on February 10th, so mid February, and now it's the end of May. And I know it's been a while, it's been quite a while. I've not posted, not given any updates. I was in school majority of that time. February, March, April, I was in school, and it was tough. And that made me slow down a little bit. I know we said we are coming for that bag and we're chasing our dreams, building ourselves up, doing what we put our minds to doing. And so I feel like I have let you guys down, and I'm looking to amend that. So I'm back and things are a bit better now. I've got my mind focused on my goals. I know I still have other things going on that make it a bit more challenging for me to go all in. But it's not an excuse. I mean, those other things, they're not particularly. They are hindrances in terms of executing, but when I look at what value they have to me in the long run, and in conjunction with the goal that I'm trying to hit with, building my business and all that stuff, it contributes. So I don't consider it a loss. So yeah, so I'm back. I want us to do this, and I have been learning a lot on entrepreneurship, learning a lot on starting a business and what business to start. And like I said in the other video, before that time it took me 5 months to figure out, not 5 months actually, I said it took me a couple years before I figured out that this is what I wanted to do specifically, entrepreneurship, business, stuff like that. And now that I'm here, what I'm trying to figure out now is, where exactly am I going to exercise my entrepreneurship? Which business am I going to start? Where am I going to start? Who am I going to start with? And honestly, it's hectic. It's eating my brain up. And I feel that I have also really delayed. Kicking things off because of fear. So I'm gonna be vulnerable with you guys for a second, because we said, it's the successes, it's the failures, right? Both. You're not gonna leave anything out. So I have been really afraid a lot for the past 8 months, to be very honest with you. So what is this fear that I'm talking about? It's the fear of failure that comes from the fear of ignorance. What do I mean? I realized this month actually, but for the past 8 months, since September all the way up to April, and a bit of May even, I realized that the fear of failure can manifest because of different reasons, and it's actually always stemming from a fear of something else. And I realized mine came from a fear of ignorance. And what do I mean by that? Fear of ignorance. I was looking at me starting a business, And in my mind, I was like, I don't know nothing about starting a business, about how money works, about how entrepreneurship works. None of that. It's like I was coming into this game as a novice. And so you can only imagine how overwhelming it felt not knowing stuff. And yet, I'm very passionate about this, right? I knew I wanted to solve problems, I knew I wanted to make money, I knew I wanted to revolutionize industries, bring changes, disrupt trends, and all that stuff. But now, the operations aspect of it is where I was. And so, I was really afraid that what if I get in? What if I start? And then, because of my lack of knowledge, I get myself into problems. And also, because of the same lack of knowledge, which is ignorance, I won't be able to figure out the solutions. As a result, I feel that it's a recipe for failure, even before I begin. And so that fear of ignorance, where I feel like I don't know stuff to do with this, even before I subject myself to the education, learning how all these things work, before actually doing it in practice and seeing those problems firsthand and experiencing them, asking for help and finding solutions when I'm in tight spots, and figuring these things out as I go. That fear is what held me back. That is what led to my fear of failure. And it's all about up here. That's what it hit me so hard when I realized, when this realization came to me, it hit me so hard. And it's one of those moments where you actually realize everything is won here and lost here. Execution will always beat the fact that you have the idea. Whether or not you execute it chaotically or in an organized manner, the fact is, when you execute, you will always win better than the one who just has the idea. Because what good is the idea if all it does is nothing and just stays in your brain, right? If all it does is stay in your brain, then it really has no influence, has no impact, has no use. So, to me, I was saying, at the bare minimum, I should just go for it, execute, get in the game, even with the ignorance that you have, and figure things out as you go. But if you continue stagnating and saying that you're not going to get in until you study, until you learn, until you get the knowledge, until you understand A, B, C, and D, you will unfortunately come to realize it when it's already too late. That even if you joined the game and you got in and you started executing, all those months or years that you were afraid to do so, you will be well ahead now, that is in the future now in retrospect. Be ahead now than you are currently because you decided to stay put and learn. Learn theoretically. Learn from people on YouTube. Learn from people, and that's not necessarily a bad thing to learn, but you just gotta be smart about it. And so my mentality has really let me down for all these months, and you can clearly see just how much time it can take away from you, how much time it can waste. I've missed out on so many programs, so many opportunities, just because of that fear. Today, for example, I have come to realize that there's this program, right? Is this program right here. So this program I for WGMI Academy, right? I don't know if you've heard of these guys, but they are basically offering business education, right? When I say business education, I mean they're basically teaching me how, okay, not me per se, but it's a program that's available to anyone and everyone. But basically, they are teaching they are teaching business education in terms of what businesses can you start, especially today, which opportunities are there that you can jump on, and how well can you maximize on those opportunities and make them profitable for you and beneficial. And when I look at the work they do, even on social media, they do a very good job. They are very successful guys, even in their own business, respectively. So, what will shock you is that I discovered them 8 months ago. 8 months ago. And at the time, they were offering their program for free. I think you know where I'm going with this. And that was around November, actually. So, November last year. I discovered them 8 months ago, which is in September, October. Then in November, they launched their course, and it was for free. And it was about no code SaaS, right? Building AI no code SaaS, building a software company, or just building software in general, you, without needing code and leveraging AI for the same. And it was free. Can you imagine? And then I never took the course. Why? The fear. Two, I was also not really blessed resourcefully, because obviously there's no business you ever start without requiring